Hi everyone, it's been really long, but today I'm back with a video to talk about what I've learned being a Big Four consultant. I think this is a great time to reflect back on my past 12 to 14 months being a consultant. This is getting close to end of financial year where we are talking about some of the things we've ticked as a milestone, things that we've learned, things that we've done well, things that I didn't do too well, things that I want to improve, adding on my personal experience and my personal reflection. Hopefully this might be a video that could inspire you to become a consultant at a Big Four, or it could be really challenging you to think about also things that you've learned over the past year. So this is purely from graduate's perspective, and without further ado, I'll get into the things that I've learned being a Big Four consultant. Now, I've kind of divided into two bits. Number one is more about some of the big, broader macro knowledge that I've learned that is, I guess, not really related to any of those internal soft or hard skills. But whereas the second part of the video, I will talk about some of the hard skills that I've learned. It could also be soft skills, things that I've practically learned and I will carry forward when I apply on my day-to-day work. The first thing that I've learned being a Big Four consultant is about understanding like $1 million business process. And this is remarkable because it is one of the privileges from working in a big company. So the deals that we sell as a Big Four can go very small to a few hundred Ks, but at a big level, it can go up to millions of dollars. And really seeing that entire process of basically developing a bid, like proposal, making a bid, negotiating the price of how much this deal is going to be, signing the statement of work, coming to an agreement in under a paper, as a contract with a client, getting people resource who's going to be playing which role, who's going to be resourced in this engagement, in that type of engagement, creating like a shared drive, accessible resource for everyone to collaborate and participate in, working virtually from Sydney and speaking with people other side of the country like Perth, sometimes going international and global, being part of all that discovery, design, deliver the double diamond sort of process from the start to the end, even to the exit, and evaluating how the project went and developing the quals. So all of that entire process, I know I've really summarized, I guess, sometimes 1 year worth of work into 1 minute, but really seeing that process was a crazy learning for me. Big Fours, you also sell the work, and again, experiencing and observing the process of bidding for the work, winning the work, and how that actually gets carried onto a project was a big learning for me, especially understanding the entire business process. The second thing that I learned, the industry trends and also sometimes Australian challenges. So there are some of the stuff that I've learned whilst interacting with clients, being part of those big conference calls where partners or sometimes we have client representatives talking about their issues, the challenges, the problems that the industry and their company is going through. It really generated a massive learning curve for me. Some of the issues that I named is like Australian housing, climate and sustainability, cost of living, shift towards ESG, staff shortage, generative AI and its application, consumer habits, transformational leadership, learning, e-learning, workforce productivity, all sorts of different things that I've learned just being a consultant at a Big Four. In hindsight, it's remarkable. All of the stuff, yes, I've learned that through maybe a textbook or reading the article, news, journals, but I actually didn't get to see that coming to life. In other words, yes, I know that these issues and trends exist, but how's that impacting me? How's that actually impacting the organizations that are at the forefront? But being a consultant where you directly hear from people who are going through those challenges, people who are driving those challenges, I get to really see how these issues and trends, I guess I call that textbook knowledge, is happening in reality. I think learning about all of these things, again, is a big privilege being in the consulting industry because the clients I interact with, it's not just from one industry, but it's all across different industries that exist within our world. So yeah, having that bird's eye view on the massive macro and also sometimes micro trends affecting the client, especially those macro trends also impact me, I realized that was really fascinating and something that I've learned working as a big consultant in a Big Four. The third thing that I learned is about industry standards and the differences between industries. So in my consulting realm, we kind of classify it into 5 different key industries. To name a few: public sector, there's consumer, financial services. So there could be many more if you go into more detail. But I realized over the past year or so that industries have different, I guess, colors, culture, values, and different regulations. So it was very interesting for me to learn like which industry has more budget to spend, which industry is more creative and flexible, which industry is a bit more hierarchical than the others, which industries on the other hand is a little bit more social, a little bit more bubbly and chill, which industry is more regulated, which industry compensates their workforce well, or which industry is actually growing rapidly or if not declining. So these sort of knowledge I was only able to gain being a consultant at Big Four. The next day you wake up, you might be doing a work with banking industry, and then the week after you might be doing work for the government. So all of different things you get to learn so quickly, especially in regards to some of those industry trends. I've basically learned and seen how textbook knowledge is evident in our world and the complexities and the dependencies that exist around the problem. So stuff that I learned from uni, from articles that I was reading, now all kind of makes sense, even though I'm still in a very, very junior stage. I'm learning as well. And I think that's what's been really, really great over the past year or so, that I got the privilege to learn about all of these things super quickly.